Las Vegas is dying.
Where the hell is everyone? It does feel quiet. As you can see, it is dead. This is a Saturday, and it's just like a couple stragglers walking around. All of the restaurants are pretty empty. This is pretty crazy. Look at around. So much space just for me, kicking about.
What if everything Europeans were told about Las Vegas was wrong? They arrived expecting empty casinos, fading lights, and a city living on old memories. Instead, they found packed resorts, impossible scale, and an America more alive than the headlines ever admitted. So who declared Vegas dead, and why did reality look nothing like the warning? By the first night, they were no longer asking whether Vegas had survived. They were wondering why they had ever believed it was gone. Vegas steals the show. For years, Europeans have been handed the same gloomy postcard of America. Everything is fading, every city has lost its spark, and Las Vegas is surviving on old movie clips and tired neon. Then visitors turn onto the Strip, and the story begins to resemble a confident rumor that forgot to check the parking lot. That contrast matters in 2026, when European fans at the World Cup are meeting the country rather than the edited version in headlines. What they find in Nevada is American imagination working overtime. A pyramid rises out of the heat, a castle appears beside it, New York has crossed the continent, and the Eiffel Tower stands under sunlight as if Paris took a wrong exit near Barstow. Vegas does not introduce itself politely. It walks into the room wearing sequins, starts the music, and assumes everyone came for the show. That scale matters to visitors from cities where beauty often arrives through restraint. In Paris, the Eiffel Tower has space to dominate its surroundings. In Rome, ancient monuments slowly reveal themselves through narrow historic streets. London spreads its icons across a city that asks you to learn the tube map before rewarding you with the next postcard view. Las Vegas compresses the emotional effect of all three into one drive and adds a roller coaster, because the meeting had not yet become American enough. The cultural surprise runs deeper than architecture, because Europe excels at preserving grandeur inherited from history. America is unusually good at building wonder from empty land and unreasonable confidence. Las Vegas sits in a desert where the wind feels like a hairdryer left on the dashboard, yet somebody looked across that landscape and thought, this could use fountains, gondolas, Formula One, and a hotel with more restaurants than some towns. And the humor is that visitors prepared for decline, but the city gives them sensory traffic. They cannot decide where to look, and even Google Maps seems shy about what it left out. This supposedly finished destination makes adults repeat, wow, so often that they joke about turning it into a drinking game. In that heat, water is the only beverage that would keep the episode family-friendly.
This has got to be the place in the world with the most concentration of Louis Vuitton stores. This is the Las Vegas Strip, and I think there's more Louis Vuitton stores than McDonald's, because many of the resorts and hotels have like 2 or 3 or 4 in one hotel.
Well, hello, it's Vegas Police C, and this is McDonald Highlands. I've been trying to get up here probably for 2 years. I've wanted to see exactly what it's like.
Las Vegas never pretends that subtlety is part of the package. Its charm comes from the nerve to make an idea physical, then make it larger, brighter, and more memorable than common sense recommends. The city never asks whether miniature Paris belongs beside ancient Egypt and medieval England. It simply calls the valet and keeps the traffic moving. That is why these first minutes matter before anyone has gambled, checked into a room, or watched a fountain. The travelers are only looking through a windshield, and the version of America they were warned about is already coming apart. Vegas never asked them to trust the hype, because it provides too much evidence for them to keep trusting the obituary. Kindness runs Vegas. The Strip may win visitors with giant landmarks, but the quieter surprise arrives when nothing dramatic happens at all. The rental car is returned without confusion. The directions are clear, the room is ready, and every employee seems determined to send them away with one more kind sentence than the situation technically requires. After hearing so much about an unfriendly and divided America, European travelers discover that ordinary life here can feel remarkably easy. In Las Vegas, even basic directions arrive with the emotional warmth of a graduation card.
And it's the media in Europe portrays America as this absolutely insane place where it's just bang bang problems and this and
dangerous
issues.
To go.
Yeah.
Pay up front.
Oh, I took care of your tickets.
What's that?
I took care of your meals.
Oh no, that's
That's
too much. We'd love to leave a nice tip. Like, that's too nice.
we have no cash on us, so.
That's okay.
That style feels especially noticeable to visitors from Britain, where friendliness is often expressed through understatement. A cheerful cheers can carry genuine warmth, but it usually does not arrive wearing a marching band. In Germany, service is often valued for being direct, efficient, and accurate. In France, politeness may follow a more formal rhythm, beginning with a proper greeting before business starts. American hospitality tends to feel more openly personal. A worker may call you my friend, ask about your day, then wish you the best afternoon of your life while handing over a parking receipt. The difference sounds small until someone has spent several days inside it. Repeated kindness changes the emotional temperature of a trip. Travelers stop feeling like temporary outsiders who are constantly trying to avoid mistakes. They begin asking questions more freely, speaking with strangers, and trusting that a minor problem will probably be solved without turning into an international incident involving a ticket machine. This may explain why American service culture becomes surprisingly addictive for many European visitors. The smile at the counter, the easy conversation with a server, and the familiar "have a great day" create hundreds of tiny welcomes. None of them deserves its own postcard, yet together they make a foreign country feel comfortable much faster than expected. Critics sometimes dismiss this warmth as part of the job, although that explanation misses the effect. A kind sentence does not become worthless because someone says it while wearing a name tag. If anything, maintaining patience while answering the same tourist question for the 50th time deserves its own casino jackpot. The visitors came prepared to inspect a city rumored to be fading. Instead, they found a place where even returning a rental car felt pleasantly human. Vegas may be powered by neon, air conditioning, and enormous amounts of electricity, but the part that makes foreigners want to stay longer often comes from something much simpler. Americans make them feel welcome before they have even learned where the elevators are. Vegas went 5-star. The most satisfying surprise in Las Vegas begins with an expectation that many Europeans quietly carry with them. The city may be flashy, but surely it cannot be genuinely elegant. They expect giant signs, plastic Roman columns, Elvis costumes, and enough gold paint to make a hardware store nervous. Then they walk into the Venetian and Wynn, and that assumption starts falling apart before they even reach the elevators. This is where Las Vegas becomes unusually addictive, because the city understands that luxury does not always need to behave like a private club with the curtains closed. In Paris, the grand hotels around Place Vendôme often express wealth through silence, historic interiors, and service so discreet that even the carpet seems professionally trained. London's traditional 5-star properties rely on dark wood, afternoon tea, and staff who can solve almost any problem without raising their voices. Vegas respects craftsmanship too, but it also lets luxury sing from a gondola, move across the ceiling, and place a McLaren showroom beside the casino. That difference feels deeply American. The experience is designed to be enjoyed openly rather than admired from a polite distance. Painted skies stretch above indoor canals, floral displays fill entire halls, and moving decorations hang over cocktail bars like someone gave Broadway control of the interior budget. The guests are never expected to pretend they have seen it all before. They are allowed to stare, laugh, take photographs, and enjoy the room without passing a secret test in expensive manners. The price is hardly cheap, although the value becomes interesting when placed beside major European capitals. A central luxury room in Paris, London, or Zurich can easily cost several $100s before the guest receives a view worth mentioning. Historic European hotels often charge for location, heritage, and scarcity, while Las Vegas competes through space, spectacle, and the feeling that the room itself should provide entertainment. Here, the windows are nearly as important as the bed, because Vegas knows nobody came to Nevada to admire beige wallpaper. Even the oversized pillows become part of the joke. One is large enough for a grown adult to disappear behind it, which feels like American hotel culture gently reminding Europe that regular-sized bedding was apparently only a suggestion. The twin sinks, bathtub, robes, broad seating area, and polished surfaces continue the same message. Comfort should be visible, generous, and slightly more dramatic than strictly necessary. Of course, the minibar restores order by frightening everyone. Items are charged after being removed for 30 seconds, and the missing price labels make a bottle of water feel more dangerous than the casino downstairs. That little trap keeps Vegas from becoming too perfect, while also proving how carefully every inch of the experience has been designed. The real revelation is that Las Vegas luxury does not apologize for being fun. It refuses the idea that elegance must remain quiet, old, or emotionally distant. America has taken the 5-star experience, added theater, enlarged the windows, automated the curtains, and parked a supercar near the slot machines. After seeing that, the old stereotype of Vegas as merely tacky begins to look badly overdue for checkout. The buffet trap. Las Vegas has a clever way of turning dinner into a personal challenge. The visitors enter Wynn's famous buffet expecting a generous meal, then receive a bill of $173 for 2 people before touching a single crab leg. From that moment on, nobody is simply eating anymore. They are managing stomach space like accountants during tax season, quietly judging every bread roll by its potential return on investment.
Is the Wynn Buffet really worth $80 per person? I came to Las Vegas to find out.
Everybody knows that the best buffet in Las Vegas is at the Wynn, but is it worth $75 per person? Spoiler, absolutely. They have an insane variety of fresh seafood, a poke station, sushi, Mexican food, Chinese, pizza, even a DIY charcuterie station.
Okay, I heard this is one of the best buffets in Las Vegas. Here's the caviar bar. This is actually what sold me because I love oysters. Look at all these meats, y'all. It was kind of dry, but I will say their presentation was 10 out of 10. They even had this cool lemon cheese that was black.
That reaction reveals something wonderfully American about the experience. In much of Europe, a memorable dinner is built around order, pacing, and restraint. A traditional French meal may move from starter to main course and dessert with each plate arriving at the proper moment. In Italy, regional cooking often lets a few excellent ingredients carry the meal without surrounding them with 20 competing options. Spain may stretch dinner over hours through shared tapas, conversation, and several small plates. Las Vegas looks at all 3 traditions, nods respectfully, then places lobster, prime rib, sushi, barbecue ribs, tacos, truffle macaroni, and creme brulee within walking distance of the same table. The attraction goes far beyond oversized portions. What becomes addictive is the freedom to design a meal that would make no sense anywhere else. One plate can carry snow crab beside filet mignon, while the next brings Mexican flavors, Italian comfort food, and a small slider that appears to have joined the evening without an invitation. Nobody asks whether these dishes belong together. The only rule is that the plate must survive the walk back. Their strategy becomes increasingly serious because the buffet contains enough choice to punish poor decisions. Bread is suddenly labeled low value, while seafood becomes the safest investment. One traveler asks for filet mignon and receives such a large piece that he has to return part of it. The lobster claws arrive already cracked, revealing thick pieces of meat that make an ordinary restaurant serving look almost apologetic. Then dessert introduces toasted marshmallows, Reese's Cups, churros, red velvet cake, creme brulee, and enough sugar to make their blood glucose nervous before the first bite. This is where American abundance becomes more than a stereotype. Vegas has turned choice itself into entertainment. Diners are encouraged to inspect, compare, combine, return, and begin again. The meal offers the same pleasure as walking through an American supermarket for the first time. Every familiar category has somehow gained 6 additional versions, 1 seasonal flavor, and a family-sized option that could feed a little league team after practice. The couple eventually admit that they probably did not eat $173 worth of ingredients. That honesty makes their final judgment more meaningful because both still consider the buffet worthwhile. They were paying for quality, variety, live preparation, and the ridiculous pleasure of seeing how much culinary ambition could fit under one roof. The value is partly on the plate and partly in the story they would tell later. That is the charm many European visitors discover in America. The country often refuses to make everyday pleasures feel ordinary. A meal becomes an event, dessert becomes a performance, and dinner ends with 2 adults walking slowly through a hotel because standing upright is now a team effort. Las Vegas may have emptied their wallets a little, but it sent them away smiling, completely full, and already wondering when they could possibly do it again. Lost never felt better. Most travelers treat getting lost as a small disaster involving bad directions, dying phone batteries, and one person insisting they definitely remember the way back. Las Vegas somehow turns the same problem into entertainment. These European visitors follow a CVS sign, expect shelves of medicine and bottled water, then discover themselves inside another casino with no clear idea which hotel they have entered. In any normal city, that would feel inconvenient. Here it becomes another story worth telling. This is one of the most unusual pleasures Las Vegas offers. The city rewards wandering. A guest heads toward an elevator and passes rows of slot machines. Someone searches for an exit and discovers a shopping arcade, a Roman fountain, or an escalator curving around the building like an airport conveyor belt that developed artistic ambitions. Even the direct route appears to have been designed by someone who believes straight lines are wasting valuable entertainment space. European cities usually help visitors understand where they are through streets, squares, and familiar landmarks. In central London, underground signs pull people toward the next station. Paris uses broad boulevards, numbered arrondissements, and the Seine as a natural reference point. Rome may challenge every map application with its narrow streets, although a piazza or church tower eventually helps people recover their bearings. Las Vegas replaces that outdoor logic with connected indoor worlds, where one property quietly flows into another before a visitor realizes the pavement has disappeared. That design can feel strangely addictive because every wrong turn promises a surprise. The travelers enter Caesar's palace and find the forum shops arranged around statues, fountains, and painted ceilings. Later, New York, New York gives them miniature streets, tiny buildings, Lady Liberty, and a roller coaster circling overhead. The attraction is no longer simply reaching a destination. Moving between destinations becomes part of the show. Americans understand this instinct well because the country has long treated roadside stops, malls, sports arenas, and hotels as places that should provide more than their basic function. A gas station can become a regional attraction, while a football parking lot can turn into a full afternoon of food and community before kickoff. Las Vegas takes that familiar American habit and gives it a casino budget. A pharmacy sign becomes an accidental adventure, while the walk back to the hotel begins to resemble a theme park quest with air conditioning. The business logic remains clever. When visitors struggle to find the exit, they spend more time near restaurants, shops, and gaming floors. The couple carefully limit themselves to 30 minutes and $50 at the slot machines, then leave with only 42 cents, a financial result so complete that the remaining coins feel more useful as a souvenir. Yet the humor survives because they understood the risk, controlled the amount, and walked away with a story instead of chasing the loss. This is why Las Vegas feels alive even when one lobby appears quiet. Its real energy travels through corridors, bridges, casinos, and themed spaces that constantly absorb and release people. The city does not wait for visitors to find the entertainment district because it places entertainment directly between the room, the sidewalk, and the nearest convenience store. Many European travelers arrive believing American cities lack the layered discovery of older places back home. Vegas offers a very American answer. History is not the only thing that can make exploration exciting. Imagination, confidence, and a slightly mischievous floor plan can do the job too. By the time these visitors finally locate the exit, they have stopped asking where they are and started wondering what might be around the next corner. Vegas owns the night. Las Vegas does something especially American after sunset. It turns an ordinary walk into a full-scale production. The Eiffel Tower glows in the colors of the United States flag, Bellagio rises across the boulevard, and fountains suddenly send water almost as high as the surrounding buildings. The visitors had been told that Vegas had lost its energy, yet they now find themselves squeezed among growing crowds, surrounded by screens, music, bridges, and enough light to make midnight feel like halftime at the Super Bowl. The cultural difference lies in how entertainment is distributed. In London, an evening may revolve around one West End theater. Paris offers cafes, museums, and walks along the Seine, while Berlin's nightlife is spread across neighborhoods that visitors must deliberately seek out. Las Vegas gathers everything beside one boulevard and lets the spectacle follow people between destinations. Even the walk back to the hotel has an opening act, several costume changes, and a fountain waiting for its cue. That concentration explains why the city becomes so addictive. Visitors never feel that the evening has clearly ended. Another illuminated resort appears ahead, another bridge reveals a different view, and another crowd seems to be heading somewhere worth investigating. Vegas behaves like an enthusiastic American host who keeps saying, "Before you leave, you have to see one more thing," then produces a roller coaster from behind New York, New York. The travelers notice that some properties are quieter, which makes their reaction more believable. Aria feels subdued during their visit, while Caesar's Palace, Wynn, and Bellagio are described as packed. A city with uneven crowds is still a living city. People simply gather where the strongest experiences are happening. Their own footage moves from a quiet interior to a strip that grows busier with every block, directly challenging the easy headline that Las Vegas has somehow emptied out. What America does brilliantly here is remove the wall between public space and performance. The skyline becomes scenery, hotel facades become characters, and pedestrians become part of the audience without planning their evening around a formal ticket. That playful generosity is difficult to resist. These Europeans arrived expecting faded glory, but nighttime Vegas greeted them like the 4th of July had booked a permanent residency in Nevada. Las Vegas was never asking these travelers to love every casino, every price, or every blazing afternoon. It simply asked them to look with their own eyes. What they found was a city still overflowing with ambition, warmth, spectacle, and unmistakable American confidence. Perhaps the real surprise was not that Vegas remained alive, but that the story they had heard was so incomplete. What would change your mind about America? Share your answer and subscribe for more honest journeys ahead.